to the channel. In this video I'm going to give you 5 tips to help you improve your observations. We all know that your observations are really important out on the road. If you've had a look at roadcraft and the system of car control, you know that there's the information phase that runs throughout the system. We're constantly taking, using and giving information as we're driving along. And the primary method of taking information in is through good observations. Get an eye test. Start your observations in the far distance. Scan all the time. Scan behind as well as in front. And keep asking yourself, what if? Now the first of these tips, this is going to sound really obvious this, and I apologise, I'm not teaching you to suck eggs. But in order to do this well and to do this to a high standard and to do it safely as well, we should have good eyesight. Now I've been short-sighted since about my mid to late 20s. I was a traffic officer at that time, and I sort of started struggling a little bit with number plates at night. But it's amazing how slowly your eyesight can degenerate without you noticing. It's like when your children are growing up, you don't see it yourself, but somebody who hasn't seen them for 6 months can't believe how big they are. Your eyesight deteriorates very slowly. It's very easy not to realise that it's deteriorating. So I would suggest that from your mid-20s onwards, if not before, you should be getting regular eye tests, at least every couple of years. And if there's any defects in your vision, especially your distance vision, you should get it corrected. I've always worn glasses, obviously contact lenses, laser, whatever you want, whatever suits you. But what I want when I'm driving is absolute pin sharp accuracy in the very distant, in the very far distance. And if things in the distance are starting to get a little bit blurred, that's going to really affect your ability to plan your way down the road and make accurate driving plans. So yeah, I'm not patronising you, you really do need to have good, crisp, clear eyesight, distance vision especially when you're driving. So the second tip to improve your observations is start in the far distance. Here I'm looking in the far distance at the road going round to the right. But beyond that, I'm trying to pick out what I can see in the far distance. Where's the road going? I've got some telegraph poles in the distance. I can see the road going round to the left slightly, around the side of the lock. So as I come round here, I'm looking across there, and I can see the road in the distance coming towards me. So I know this is a left-hander. Looking through the bend now. It rises up and then drops away, and then in the distance I can see the road rising up and then going round to the left. So if we start our observations in the far distance, we can start our plans as early as we possibly can. So I'm already planning for that road bending round to the right. I know there's a car, a dark coloured car coming towards me. There it is. I didn't see the other two, but those long observations give me those early indications what's coming up. So start your observations as far away as you can and work your way back. The third tip is that you should be continually scanning. And scanning is moving your eyes around all over the place. My eyes are never still. I'm constantly looking in the far distance, mid-distance, foreground. I'm looking in the mirrors, in the side mirrors, the rear mirror. Back to the far distance again. And while I'm looking in the far distance, I'm also looking off to the sides. I tried varifocal glasses once and I couldn't get on with them because I was constantly moving my head around just to keep my eyes in that focal area in the centre of the glasses. What I find is my eyes are moving around all over the time, all over the place. So even on a road like this where it would appear there aren't many hazards, there's lots of things to look out for. I'm looking for gaps in the hedges where there might be entrances. It's a rural area, there might be agricultural vehicles, animals in the road, deer and sheep. We're trying to get the cross view. Thinking about all the different possibilities all the time. And the more my eyes are moving about, the more I'm likely to pick up those things, rather than just staring at an area in front of the car. What a lot of people do is they look about 10 or 15 feet, maybe 20 feet in front of the car, and just stare at that piece of road. I want my eyes up, exploring where I think the road might be going, what hazards there might be coming up. Here we've got a route board and a sign for a junction off to the left, so I'm looking through to see if I can get a view of the junction. There it is. Moving away from that junction, quick scan into it and then look through the bend. And my head's up and looking right across the bend through the side window. So scanning all the time is really important. And the fourth tip is you should be scanning behind as well as in front. So when a lot of people look in the mirror, they have a quick glance in that mirror, quick glance in the offside and near side door mirrors, that's it. But actually I take a little bit longer on my mirror checks. I want to look in the far distance behind as well. If anything's catching up with me, it'll be in the far distance first, it won't suddenly be on me. So it's important to know what's happening behind. Have I got some faster motorcyclists coming up behind me? We've got the police after me. Have a good look in the mirror, look in the far distance, work your way back. Use the same scanning technique as you would use when you're looking forwards. And the fifth tip to improve your observations is keep asking yourself a question. Keep asking yourself, what if? What if around this corner there is a cyclist? What if there's somebody on horseback? What if somebody's just pulling out of a junction in a tractor? Can I stop in that distance? Be questioning all the time. Use your imagination. There's a couple of warning signs here: cattle grid and wild animals. The wild animals sign in the UK is a picture of a deer, and that's pretty accurate in this part of the world. That's likely to be what we'll see up here. So I'm looking around, I'm scanning, but I'm asking myself, what if? And if you start asking yourself, what if there is somebody off the bike just over the crest of this hill, then you're much more likely to be looking in the right place. What if there's an opportunity to overtake this car up in front, just dropping down into the dip? But there's a junction on the right. What if this car wants to turn right into that junction? So you go from a position where an overtake is definitely on to actually it being definitely off. Just because I'm using my observations and asking myself, what if? It's a really important question, that. You should be asking it yourself all the time when you're driving. So those are my 5 tips to improve your observations on the road. Hope you found it useful. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Go and have a look at the website, reglocal.com. Loads more information there about advanced and performance driving and motorcycling. And if you fancy a day's driver coaching with me, you can drop me an email through the site and we'll sort something out. But for now, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.